Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host tonight, Jemima Beekers. Let's have a look at today's headlines. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. My name is Jemima Beekers. We have in studio with us today the Secretary General of the Nudo Party, Mr. Jossie Kauandenge. Now, Nudo has been in the news the last 2 weeks. Drama has erupted following President Hage Geingoob's decision to appoint Nudo's president, Ms. Ester Muinjangue, as the Deputy Health Minister. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kauandenge.
Thank you very much.
Now, Mr. Kauandenge, as you know, when a ruling party pulls in an opposition party into its fold, this enviably causes distrust from such parties' supporters. And some questions that came up is Nudo still an opposition party, or has it gone into a coalition with the ruling Swapo party?
Thank you very much. It is indeed true, but unfortunately, I'm getting the impression when such questions come up that Namibians, we are not really mature democratically, or we are not mature in understanding the democratic process. For starters, to pull in opposition parties, politicians into government is nothing new. Next door in South Africa, it has happened in the era of Nelson Mandela when he pulled in the Inkatha Freedom Party, President Mangosuthu Buthelezi as Home Affairs Minister at that time, and even recently His Excellency President Ramaphosa pulled in Delil from the Good Hope Party. She is a full cabinet minister while she is having her own party, and she is a presidential or president of her own party. So it's nothing new, but I think here in Namibia, even if we go back into the era of the founding president of the republic, we had so many of those that were in the opposition that were pulled in at that time, and they served in that government while they were still party members of their respective political parties. So to your question, I think yes, it came as something of a surprise in the Namibian context, but it's nothing new. It has been done before.
Now, Mr. Kauandenge, certainly the fact that Ms. Muinjangue has been taken in to form part of the Swapo party government is certainly a big win for Swapo itself and its president. Now, what is in it for the Nudo party?
Well, for starters, I think the people are also not fully aware. What was taken in? Yes, she's the president of the Nudo party. But our understanding when the call came was that she was approached primarily because of her qualifications in that specific field where she was put in as a social worker, having completed her doctorate degree in social services and social sciences. And from that perspective, that's how we understood it. But also, sometimes I get the impression Namibians are also being very hypocritical, to say the least. Because among opposition parties, for so long, they have been calling for the Swapo party to divide the cake equally among all Namibians. There were calls, and we even remember when Parliament resumed this year on the 21st of March, we had to go to an election for a deputy speaker position and the speaker position. The call from the opposition was that it has been such a long time that the Swapo party continues and come and they take all the two mayor positions in Parliament, speaker and deputy speaker, and it was now time for the Swapo party also to share those positions with the opposition parties. So we are being double standard here, really, as far as I'm concerned. Because on one hand, it's good when you are benefiting, but it's bad when another party is benefiting from the same call that you have been making all these years.
Now, Mr. Kauandenge, obviously, the Swapo party and Nudo has different positions on socio-economic issues, primarily the health of the country. Your manifesto is a bit different from Swapo. So now, then obviously in Parliament you need to vote. MPs must vote. How is voting going to take place? How is Ms. Ester Muinjangue going to vote? Will she form part of the Swapo party caucus as well?
Well, for starters, Ms. Muinjangue haven't crossed over to Swapo. She is still and remain the president of the Nudo party. So the Nudo party will dictate to her the agenda and how she should vote on a particular or any other case or any other topic or bill in that parliament. For starters, people are also having this misconception that there is a marriage or memorandum of understanding between us and Swapo. There is now such a thing. When we are in that parliament, we are there as an opposition where we are representing the interests and aspiration of our people. Ms. Muinjangue is serving in that capacity primarily because of her qualification. But when it comes to where there is a conflict of interest in terms of the issues that, as you have asked, on the parliament floor, obviously she will have to revert back to the Nudo party for us to direct her and help her to say, in that particular issue, this is how you should vote. If she votes with the opposition for a cause that we believe is justified, then the Swapo party, if they are not happy, or the president of the Swapo party and the country is not happy with how she is voting, then it's up really to him to say, no, maybe you have to bring back my position or whatever. But there is no way that she will vote with the ruling party if what is on the agenda is contrary to the needs and aspiration of the membership of the Nudo party. Now,
Mr. Kauandenge, there's also rumors that you too have been approached for a deputy position in the Swapo government. What do you say about it, and why did you decline it?
Namibians are very good with gossips, I'm telling you. No, I was never approached by the ruling party with any position. I heard it as well from some quarters that Kauandenge was also approached. He was offered a position and he refused it as a deputy minister. No, on record here, I have to say it categorically very clear that there was no such an offer on my part. The only offer that we got was for our president to become the Deputy Minister of Health and Social Services.
Had you been approached for a position, would you have taken it?
Well, it depends. It depends on what His Excellency will have told me, why he wants me to, or why he's offering me that position. Also, I should at that time, or could have considered what my constituency wants, whether they are in agreement that I should take or not take, because remember, we are in that parliament at the behest of the Nudo party. So they should also, as members of the party and structures of the party, should also have a say as to what are we going to do there or not do there. So I will not say yes or no, but the dynamics at play could have informed me whether I should take it or should not take it.
Now, taking from what you've just said, now at Amanuis this weekend, there was a Chiefs Council meeting by the Paramount Chief, Vaikweri Koro. And there's also been complaints that Ms. Ester Muinjangue did not inform the party that she's going to take up this position. What do you say about that?
I should say that is absolutely not true. Because, and I want to put it again on record here, that as far as the party leadership is concerned, we were fully aware of what is happening. We were fully aware when the position was offered. And for the public information, as well as to put it categorically very clear that Ms. Muinjangue never went to the ruling party and asked for a position. It also came as a surprise to her. But through the limited time that was there, she did inform the leadership of the party, and we concurred with her to say, if that is the case, then you should take the position, and then later on we will see how best we can use it to the benefit of the Namibian people, and also to the benefit of the Nudo party as a whole, because the moment when you see her there on television every day, you see, yes, she is the Deputy Minister of Health and Social Services, but at the back mind of Namibians, they are also seeing a Nudo president, and that's free publicity as far as we are concerned.
Okay. Now, what happened at Amanis this weekend, can you please comment on it, given the fact that it really revolved around this appointment of Ms. Ester Muinjangue?
Well, for starters, what happened at Amanis was a meeting of the Herero Traditional Authority. Unfortunately, I'm not the spokesperson of the OTA. I will not be in a position to say what really transpired there, because as you remember, they issued an official statement to that effect. Well, the only thing that I can comment on that meeting is that we were invited as a Nudo delegation. We accompanied our president to the meeting. Deliberations took place behind closed doors, and the OTs deemed it fit to to rectify the decision of the paramount chief to remove her from the position of the genocide chairperson, and that was what was discussed there. There was no issue of Nudo at that meeting. It was primarily because of her role in the genocide committee. But I'm happy that although she was removed from the position as a chairperson, she is still a member of the committee. She can still contribute and add her value because she has the experience on that committee. But that is as far as I can go to comment on that one, because unless it was something of a Nudo party, I'm not really at liberty to delve into the deliberations and the positions that the OT took thereafter the meeting.
Now going back to genocide, does Nudo hope to exert some form of influence with the Deputy Health Minister position in terms of pushing for the genocide reparations?
Oh yes, our position is very clear. The mere fact that the president of Nudo took the position of Deputy Minister does not detract from the Nudo party agenda of fighting for restorative justice as far as the land question is concerned. It does not deduct from our policies of fighting for the genocide aspect of our people. We will not relent, we will not compromise on that one. Now, having or being close to the powers that be, being a deputy minister and being in a circle of the executive branch of government, we were of the opinion that she will be in a position to exert some influence, to have a direct call to the president of this country and say, but Mr. President, yes, I'm here as part of your executive, but I have a constituency of these people that are demanding A, B, C, D. Can we not sit around the table and discuss this? So that line of communication, we thought as a party, through her appointment, can be guaranteed instead of us being outside and shouting from outside.
But there's also calls or concerns that she may be influenced not to push the agenda so vigorously as she has done in the past.
Then those people that are saying so, they don't know the caliber of the woman called Ester Muinjangue. She will be the first to say to His Excellency, if it comes to that, to say, no, Your Excellency, with due respect, I thought I took this position to help my Namibian people in that capacity. But having appointed me, you were fully aware of my other responsibilities as an activist and a fighter for the genocide issue. If it comes to a conflict of interest, I'm 100% sure that she will be the first to go to the Excellency and say, no, say, I thought, but it's not working out. I cannot betray my people and my constituency. Thank you for having entrusted me with this position here. I'm giving this back, your position back.
Now, Mr. Kauandenge, before we conclude, you're talking about her caliber as a woman, a strong woman. Now, do you think this issue of her being appointed as Deputy Health Minister would have been received differently had she been a man?
Oh yes, because our society, unfortunately, for whatever reason, they don't trust women leadership. And I'm getting that very well, that was it a man or someone as a man in her position that took this decision? They could not have been so much fuss about it. But we are also to be blamed as males in this society, where we put women at the forefront to lead us, but then we don't trust their judgment at the end of the day. Surely, and I'm sure that she was sitting around for some time pondering whether to take or not to take. She was pondering and being fully aware of the responsibilities, the demands and the needs and aspirations of her people before she took that position. So to answer your question, it is true that we still have a long way to go in terms of trusting our women counterpart, that they are equally capable of taking decisions and taking hard decisions when that time requires.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Kauandenge.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in. God bless.